The Czech car manufacturer Skoda Auto was founded in 1896 and was initially making bicycles. Its founders, Václav Laurin and Václav Klement, gave the name to the luxury trim of almost every Skoda car, Laurin and Klement. They presented their first automobile prototype in 1905, and it was pretty cool for the time. The name Skoda was given to the company after it merged with another huge corporation called Skoda Works. It was a big industrial company that mainly made arms and gained a lot of power during World War I. So in 1925 the Skoda Works company bought the Laurin and Klement company and started engineering new generations of passenger vehicles. In 1929 the company produced the Skoda 422, a pretty elegant vehicle. At the beginning of the 1930s, Skoda faced serious issues with sales due to economic crisis in Europe and actually all over the world. The company came up with a totally new approach to car design, offering smaller and cheaper vehicles. One of the legendary cars was the Skoda Popular, made between 1933 and 1946. It used a range of super small 4-cylinder engines, 0.9 to 1 liter in displacement and up to 30 horsepower. The average fuel consumption was about 8 liters per 100 kilometers. One more similar vehicle was the Skoda Rapid, made between 1935 and 1947. This one had a very similar body and design but used larger engines with 1.4 and 1.6 liters of displacement. The Rapid could accelerate to over 100 km per hour. Also, they offered the Skoda Favorit with even larger engines but pretty similar specs. And the last legendary pre-war model was the Skoda Superb. This was the full-size luxury car produced up to 1949. There were 3 body types: saloon or sedan, cabrio and also limousine. The vehicle used a range of 6-cylinder engines and even the V8 4-liter engine. It could accelerate to 135 km per hour and had up to 96 horsepower. The car burned an average of 22 liters per 100 kilometers. But obviously the Superb was an iconic car and one of the best vehicles made in Europe at that time. During World War II, the Skoda plant was occupied by Germany and was involved in military production. In 1945, during an air attack, the Mlada Boleslav Skoda plant was completely destroyed. After about half a year, the plant was reconstructed and Skoda immediately engineered a new vehicle. It was a pretty affordable small car called Skoda 1101. Then they also introduced budget-friendly vehicles such as the Skoda 440 Spartak, 445 Octavia and Skoda Felicia, and also Skoda 1000 MB. They all were manufactured under the communist planned economy, but still managed to keep the quality high. Interestingly, Octavia and Felicia were imported to the US in the late 1950s, but the Cold War climate made it almost impossible to convince American buyers to actually buy Skoda cars made in communist Czechoslovakia. Also, maintenance and repair were complicated as dealers struggled to get a quick supply of parts, so Skoda quickly died in the American market and has never sold in the US since then. The communist plant economy almost killed any kind of progress in car manufacturing. In the late 1980s, the factory was still producing the same vehicles with the same engines as in the early 1960s. While non-communist European countries were investing in technologies, Skoda had been making the same cars for several decades. I should say the history of the country was quite harsh at this period, but Skoda cars were sold well in Western Europe because of 2 reasons. First of all, they were extremely budget-friendly. And secondly, Skoda offered several models with rear engine mounting that were suitable for RAC racing. These cars even got originally manufactured upgrade kits to turn them into racing vehicles. These were the Skoda 105 Estelle and the Skoda Rapid. In the 1970s and 1980s, the Skoda Rapid was named the poor man's Porsche and was sold like hotcakes in the UK. The warmer political climate at the end of the 1980s allowed the company to invest in engineering. They managed to introduce the new model called the Skoda Favorit in 1987. The Bertone design company from Italy worked with the image of the vehicle. Some technologies were also borrowed from Western Europe, but the engine was Skoda 1.3-liter 4-cylinder. This was basically the last model developed by Skoda on its own. In 1990, after Czechoslovakia regained its independence, the government offered Skoda company for privatization. Eventually, the country sold the car manufacturer to Volkswagen Group. The German company offered to preserve the Skoda brand and develop the model range based on what Skoda already had. Today, Volkswagen owns 100% shares of Skoda. In 1994, with German investments, Skoda offered the new model called Skoda Felicia. It was basically the reskin of the Skoda Favorit, but it had a lot of German technologies in it. The car became very decent in terms of quality, and it was selling well in the Czech Republic and across Europe. In 1996, the Skoda Octavia came to life based on the Volkswagen Golf's platform. After 3 years, the company offered a small hatchback Skoda Fabia, which was an engineering twin of the Volkswagen Polo. Then also they offered a big sedan called Skoda Superb, based on the 5th generation of the Volkswagen Passat. Now the company is completely integrated into the Volkswagen Group system. It uses Volkswagen's engines, platforms and technologies to make new cars. Recently, Skoda has been showing a lot of electric SUVs based on the Volkswagen Group modular EV platform. Also, the company has been focusing on India and China lately, with several models developed for these countries only. The company has 3 plants in the Czech Republic, 1 in Slovakia, 2 in India and 4 plants in China. Today, Skoda makes around 1 million cars every year, with the vast majority of these vehicles selling outside the Czech Republic and bringing in significant revenues to Volkswagen Group.